Hey FBC students, this is Jordan Mims again, just coming in to give you a preview for this week's message in the Uncharted series this Wednesday. But before that, I wanted to drop some announcements on you because we have some important dates coming up regarding the upcoming events. If you want to be a part of the Hot Heart Student Conference, which is happening February 5th and 6th, it's a Friday and Saturday, then the $15 registration fee and the registration form is due by this Wednesday, the 27th. If you don't turn it in by that date, then the price goes up to $25, but registration will close for sure on Sunday, January 31st. So again, if you want to be a part of the Hot Hearts Conference up at Highland Lakes that we're going to on 5th and 6th, you need to turn that registration form and the money in sometime this week. $15 by Wednesday or $25 by Sunday. The other thing coming up is Mission Lab, our spring break mission trip to New Orleans, Louisiana, which is March 13th through the 18th. It's a Sunday to Friday. We'll be at New Orleans. We'll be staying at the campus in New Orleans Baptist Seminary. We'll be lodging there, and then we'll be going out during the day and doing all kind of mission projects and service projects around New Orleans. And sometimes in the evenings we'll have times of worship, and then other times we'll go out and do some fun activities within the city in the evening. But that is the cost is $100 if you want to be a part of our team. It's open towards anybody in 7th grade on up. If you know adults or some of your parents want to go, college students want to go, whoever can be a part of our Mission Lab spring break mission trip. And so again, the cost is $100, but if you want to be a part of the team, you need to turn in a $25 deposit along with the FBC mission trip application. That's vital, important that you turn that in so that we can know who's going to be part of the team by this Sunday, January 31st, to be guaranteed. Those are the two things that are coming up quickly, the two big announcements that I wanted to make. And so now I just want to give you a preview for this week. We've been, again, going through this Uncharted series. This week is the 3rd installment of the 4-part series. And this week's message is entitled, Take the Risk. And we're looking at this idea that as God gives us this vision, like in Nehemiah, He gives us a vision and a burden for our life that He wants to use us to accomplish and use us to go towards, that there will be risks that He calls us to, a risk that He calls us to take. And oftentimes it's almost natural as a human being to avoid any kind of risky situation. And as you get older, that avoidance becomes even more as you think about finances and just family and health and everything like that. And so when you take risk, people look like, what are you doing? But oftentimes when God calls us to something, to step out, not only as last week we looked at that He calls us to do things that seem impossible to some people's standards or to our standards, but God is the God of the impossible. He calls us to just step out and obey. And also in taking risks. Sometimes God calls us to make big moves in our own lives that seem risky. But if we're stepping out of faith in Him and doing something that He's calling us to and giving glory to Him, it will be worth it. And we see the story of Jonathan, who is the King Saul's son. And Jonathan and Saul and the men of Israel are waiting and about to go into battle with the Philistines. The Philistines are around, and Jonathan just doesn't want to just sit there anymore. And so he takes the initiative, him and his armor bearer go up, and they go towards the Philistines. And he says that, God can use me, God can use the small to defeat the many, because we know that the Lord has given them into our hands. He knew what the Lord had called them to do, and so he went up and took the risk to go ahead and go out to battle. And so sometimes that's what we have to do. So I hope you'll join us this week, this Wednesday, as we look at taking the risk, as we look at our 3rd part in the Uncharted series. I look forward to seeing you there. I'm praying for you. Love you guys. See you later.